Hello, welcome to your Yin Friday class. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let's go ahead and get started. As usual for this practice, if you need, actually I suggest that you grab some blankets and pillows and whatever else you have around the house to be able to support yourself. In Yin practice, you always want to be able to give your body the support it needs. So gather as many props as you can, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a forward fold. So Paschimottanasana Yin style. And for this first pose, I'm going to invite you to bring your legs not so wide from each other, maybe just slightly wider than the hips. And then I like to use my bolster here in between my legs. If you don't have a bolster, you can always just pile up a bunch of pillows. The intention is so that once you fold, you have your forehead resting on your structure. So either grab your pillows, your blankets, pile them up so much so that once you bring your forehead down, you can either rest them on top of your stacked hands or your forehead. And as usual, I will mind the time for you. So all you need to do is just close your eyes and just breathe. And as you breathe, just notice the sensations in your body. Notice if there's any areas of tension, contraction, tightness. And without rejecting any of it, just notice it and allow the sensations to pass through. So the intention of the Yin practice is to find a pose and then you become still in that pose. And as we become still, then slowly the connective tissues will begin to release. And you find your relaxation. So maybe as you initially start this pose, maybe you feel it in your upper back, mid-back area, and then eventually you'll notice that the sensations move down to the low back, maybe the hamstrings, behind the legs. And as always, this Yin that we practice, I'm going to ask you to just keep the legs relaxed. So as opposed to our younger, more active practice where we're flexing the feet or contracting the quadricep muscles, in this particular pose, we just want to let the toes open out to the side, let the knees be soft, let the shoulders be soft. And send your breath all the way to your low back. Feel as if each exhalation can open up a little bit more space, releasing these long, chronically held tensions in our bodies. We've been here for 2 minutes now, so we're just gonna stay here for 1 more minute. Just let your forehead soften. Wherever you're feeling any kind of tension, send your breath to that space. And then nice and slowly begin to press yourself up. So take your time. You've been here for about 3 minutes, so you want to take your time coming back up. Put your bolster to the side, please, or structure to the side. Put your feet flat on the floor, lean on your hands, and then just kind of windshield wipe your knees side to side, nice and slowly. Drop your knees over to the left, and drop your knees over to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Once again, inhale to the center, exhale to the left, and inhale to the center, exhale to the right. And then come back to the center, please. Take your blanket or one blanket, and you're going to make a little roll of that blanket and put the blanket under your left knee. So the left knee is going to be supported by the blanket roll. And then you're going to take that right leg all the way up and over so that the right knee is now on top of your left knee. If you find that even if you do this, there's a lot of space between the right knee and the left knee, you can always just put more blankets in between the knees. And then take a block or more blanket or pillows, and you're just going to put that on top of your right knee and then fold forward again. So eventually we're going to stay here so that we fold forward a little bit deeper, but we don't want to go to the edge right away. So we're going to start here nice and slowly, breathing into your low back. Take a nice deep breath in, sigh it out. Really helps to open up the mouth and breathe out of the mouth. That really taps into the parasympathetic nervous system and allows you to relax a little bit more. So anytime you feel a little anxious, you can always just breathe through your nostrils, inhaling through the nostrils, and then exhale out of an open mouth. And then if you like to, you can turn the block and see if you want to go down a little bit. Make sure that your head is resting on something. So if it's not the block, your head can rest on your hands. You want the forehead to be supported. And again, breathe, nice deep inhalation. Send your breath all the way down to your tailbone. Make sure, notice if the shoulders are coming up to the ears, can you just relax the shoulders down? Let them just fall away from the ears. And then if you like to, see if you want to calm down a little bit more. Maybe by now your low back is opened up a little bit, so you can move the block to your shin and rest your forehead on top of your block on your shin. Or maybe you have blankets on your shin and you're resting your forehead. Again, just have the forehead be supported. One more deep breath in. Exhale, and then see if you can go down a little bit deeper. Drop the head down. You have about another 30 seconds to go here. Just close your eyes and let yourself relax. Give yourself permission to relax. And as you're ready, gently begin to press yourself up. Lean back, extend both legs on your blanket. Wag your feet side to side, just shake it out a little bit. Exhale it out. and then come back up, and we're just gonna switch sides. So take the left knee to your chest, cross that left knee all the way over to the right knee. If you need to pile up blankets between your knees, please feel free to do that. Bring the block with you or some sort of a structure where you can rest your forehead. So initially I'm starting with the block on top of my knee, my left knee, and then I'm just gonna put my forehead down, and I'm gonna close my eyes. And just take your awareness back to your backside body. So feel the length in your upper back, in your mid back, in your low back. And then as you stay here longer and longer, you'll notice the sensations moving from one part of the body to another. That just means that the fascia is getting released, it's breaking up. So just pause, inhale, and exhale. Try not to fidget so much, just let your body become still. And in that stillness, you'll find freedom. If you like to, you can see if you want to lower the block, or maybe even take the block to your shin, drop the head. Make sure your head is resting on something, blocks, blankets, pillows. And then close your eyes again. And see if you can really give up resistance. Part of our challenge as human beings is to have the ability, or to cultivate the ability to be less reactive, less resistance. So as this is something we practice on our mat in our Yin Yoga, to become less of a reactionary and just finding appropriate response, but also at the same time becoming more conscious of our tendency to jump the gun or react to certain events. So as you pause here and you find yourself in stillness, notice any tendencies you may have to fidget, to move. And you just connect with the breath. Feel the inhalations and exhalations. If you feel like moving a little bit deeper, you can remove your block to the side. Maybe bring your forehead all the way down to your shin or your stacked hands. You only have about another 30 seconds here, so let your head drop. This yin practice is so lovely in terms of introspective practice. Just letting the body, giving the body permission to release. Inhale, slowly come on back up. Take your time. There's no need to rush. And then extend that left leg straight, lean back once again, shake your legs out. You can rag your feet side to side. And then putting your right foot flat, left foot flat. Let's go ahead and move a little bit before we come into our next pose. So cross your ankles, sit in between your heels, and then come to tabletop pose, please. Inhale, let's lift the chest up, send the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. Tuck your toes under. If it feels good, lift your hips up into your downward facing dog and lengthen the back. So lift the sits bones up towards the sky. Let the head drop. Let the ears line up with your biceps. Breathe into your low back. Inhale. And as you exhale, walk your feet all the way to your hands, please. Grab opposite elbows and let the weight of your torso pull your low back down. You can sway your torso side to side. Keep your knees bent, please. And let the head drop completely to the floor. You can shake your head side to side, sway your torso side to side. And then as you're ready, place your hands back down to the floor and step your left foot back. Bring the left knee down to the earth. Walk both hands to the inside of that right foot. Pause here for a moment as you lift the chest up. Inhale. If this feels good, you can stay here. Maybe some of you would like to come down on your elbows. See if that's available for you. Lizard pose. Drop the head down. Here too, if you like to, you can take one of your blocks and rest your forehead on top of your block. Just 2 minutes here, so really breathe into it. Nice deep breaths in. Exhale it out. Close your eyes once again. Feel that extension in your back. Feel the extension in your left hip flexor, so front of that left thigh is getting a nice stretch. And also the right hip is getting a nice stretch. So really overall hip stretch here. If you need to, you can also put a blanket under that left knee if that makes you more comfortable. And then nice and easy, come back on your hands if you're on your elbows. Pause here for a moment. And you're just going to take your hands to the long side of your mat. Tuck your left toes under, pick up that left knee off the ground. So you're coming into this kind of a side stretch or a side lunge. Now here, also, if this is too difficult for you to stay in with knee issues or tight Achilles tendon, you can always sit on your block. So you can take a block and put it under your hips and then just stay here. You can take that right hand on the inside of the right leg, so right elbow presses the right knee open. Your left hand can stay on your hip and just rotate your torso to the left. Again, we're here for 2 minutes. So if you don't need the block, you can just remove the block. We're almost halfway there anyway. Breathe, nice deep inhales. Nice, this is a beautiful stretch for that left inner thigh. If there's any other variations you like to do with your arms, feel free. Some people like to bring their hands to your heart center. Some people like to open up the arms. Whatever variations you like to do is great. I'm just gonna rest my left hand on my thigh and right hand down on the floor. And then slowly you're gonna walk your hands to the back top of your mat once again. Bring that left knee down to the floor. And then you're just gonna do a nice little rotation to the right. So stay here for just a moment. We're not staying here for that long. Just a nice little twist to the right. And then gently begin to come back to tabletop pose, please. Step that right knee back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, tuck your left toes, tuck all toes under, excuse me, and lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. And then do whatever organically comes to you. So maybe you like to pedal your feet side to side. Maybe you like to stay still. Maybe you like to bend your knees deep, sending your tailbone up towards the sky. And as you're ready, walk your feet all the way to your hands, please. Grab opposite elbows again. Keep the knees bent. Drop the head down. Lengthen your low back. Really feels good to stretch out the back by just allowing your head to hang, your torso to hang. And then lower the hands down to the floor. And this time, step the right foot back, bring the right knee down to the floor. Again, both hands come into that inside of that left foot. If you like to, you can bring your elbows down, or you can stay on your hands. Maybe you like to rest your forehead on top of a block. 2 minutes. So close your eyes here. You're either on your hands or your elbows, and you're resting your forehead on a block. Feeling how sensations move in your body. Noticing the tendency to react. Noticing the tendency to fidget, to move. Can you find the connection with your breath? Exactly as you are. Not rejecting anything, not pushing anything away. Allowing your body to feel exactly what it is it's feeling in this moment. These moments of reflection is so important and so pure for our well-being, to notice what our tendencies are. Really a huge step towards growth and transcendence. And slowly begin to press yourself up again. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale it out. And then now you're going to walk your hands all the way to the long side of your mat on the right. I'll turn around so my back isn't towards you. So you come into that side lunge. Again, if you like to, you can sit on your block here. That is a little bit more comfortable to stay here for about 2 minutes. If you don't need a block, you can remove the block. But basically that left arm comes on the inside of that left knee, and your right hand can rest on your right thigh, and you're just doing a little twist to the right. And again, if you don't need the block, just remove the block and stay here and breathe. So you're doing a slight twist to the right, but really the stretch is in your right thigh. So that's where I'm going to invite you to focus on. Nice, easy, deep breathing into your low back, into that right inner thigh. As you're ready, gently begin to move again. So we're going to turn back to the top of your mat, and you're going to come back into your lunge, and then place that right hand on the inside of the left foot as you twist your torso to the left. And then let's go ahead and move. So come back to the center. Step that left knee back. Inhale, lift the chest up. Send the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck your toes under. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Drop the head down. Breathe into your low back. You can bend one knee and straighten the other knee if you like to. Or maybe keep both heels down onto the floor as you lift the hips up. Your gaze can be to your navel. Drop the head down. And then as you're ready, walk your feet halfway up your mat and come onto a nice comfortable seat. And as you come into a comfortable seat, bring your soles of your feet together. And if you have a block, I'm going to invite you to do this. If you don't have a block, that's fine. You can put the block right on top of your mat and put the outside edges of your feet on top of your block. If this is too difficult or you don't want to do it, that's fine. Just come into a Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So drop the head down and let the forehead come down as much as you can towards your feet. You can also take a block and put it on top of your feet and then bring your forehead down to your block. So whatever works best for you, drop the head down. Again, we're here for 2 minutes, so close your eyes. We're really getting into stretching out those hips, inner thighs, outer thighs. So after this class, you should feel really good in your hips. Listen to the sounds around you. Maybe there's sound of traffic from outside. Maybe there's a sound of music, the sound of my voice. Could be sound of people talking around you. And again, just like we did with sensations earlier, can you notice the sounds without rejecting them? You can always notice whether you're pleased with them or displeased with them, whether there's a like or dislike of a sound. But see if you can not push it away and not reject it and not resist it. Just allow the sounds to come. And then at the same time, not hold on to any of it. Notice that they come and go. Just like feelings in our body, sensations in the body, or even our mood comes and goes. Nice and slowly begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Put your feet flat on the floor, please. And just like we did at the beginning of the class, lean back, windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then come back to the center, and I'm going to give you two options here. So option A is either just cross your ankles, hands on top of your knees, and you just fold forward. Your hands can rest on top of the floor if you want to. You can bring the elbows down if you want to. You can bring the forehead down if you want to. Whatever works best for you. If this is really easy for you, you can do Agni Stambhasana, which means you're going to take that right ankle on top of the left knee. Make sure that your shins are parallel to each other. And if that right knee is way up here, you can always put a block in between your knee and your heel, or put some pillows there. And then you're just going to initially put your elbows on top of that right leg and rest down. So drop the head down. That's a deep, deep stretch for your right hip. And it's the same stretch if you're sitting cross-legged. The Agni Stambhasana, the logs of fire, this particular pose, is just a little bit more intense. So if you like to, you can also do this, go into Agni Stambhasana first, and then come out of it, and for the second half, just cross your ankles. So we're almost halfway there. Drop the head down. If this is getting easier for you, you can bring the elbows down on the floor. And if it's getting too much, then you can back off and just cross your ankles. Let the head drop. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Have your little internal massage therapist walk around, give you a massage in that right hip. Notice if you're resisting even this pose. The more we resist, the more it persists, right? So the suffering comes after resistance. So see what happens if you let go of resistance and just let your body relax. And then gently press yourself up, nice and slowly. Take that right leg and shake it out. And then we're gonna come into the other side. So either left ankle in front of the right ankle, and you're just either gonna sit up here for 2 minutes. You can bring your hands down for 2 minutes, elbows down for 2 minutes, forehead down for 2 minutes, or you can do Agni Stambhasana, logs of fire. Left ankle on top of the right knee, shins are parallel to each other. You can initially stay here with your hands on your left leg or elbows on the left leg. So go face to face and notice which one you want to stay in. Or maybe you want to bring your elbows down on the floor. So our time has begun. We have 1 more minute to go. Drop the head down. Feel the sensations in that left hip. Can you let the resistance go? Meeting your body exactly where it is right now in this moment. Inhale, gently press yourself up. Put your feet flat on the floor again, shake it out, shake the legs out. And then once you're ready, put your feet flat on the floor, come all the way on your back, please. So lie down, bring your knees to your chest. You can kind of drop your knees over to the left and to the right. Breathe nice and deep, breaths in, exhale it out. And then next time your knees are over to the left, pause there, please. You can stack your knees on top of one another, or if you like to, you can cross the bottom knee on top of the right knee, or right knee on the top of the bottom knee, whatever feels good for you. Really your choice of twist. Sometimes, some people like to also make both legs straight. So whatever works best for you. Just go there 2 minutes, close your eyes. Let your belly be completely soft. If you like to stretch out your neck, you can turn your head to the right. Just close your eyes and breathe. That's all you need to do at this moment. Just breathe. There is absolutely nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Inhale, gently come back to the center. Move again a little bit side to side, rocking on your low back. And next time your knees are over to the right, pause there. You can stack your knees or do whatever you did on the left side, do the same twist on this side. So I'm gonna cross my right knee on top of the left knee, and I'm taking my gaze over to the left. And I'm just going to close my eyes and just breathe into my belly. 2 minutes. And gently begin to come back to the center again. Bring both knees to your chest. This time, have your hands on your shins and just kind of let your knees fall towards your armpits. Close your eyes just a moment. You can circle your ankles one direction and then circle your ankles the opposite direction. And last pose before our final pose, Shavasana. So we're going to grab outside edges of the feet and come into happy baby pose. And we're going to keep this as happy baby pose without moving. So let your hands just draw the knees towards your armpits. Close your eyes. We're not staying here for that long, just a minute. But really let the weight of your hands pull your knees closer to your armpits. Compress the right hip, compress the left hip. Maybe even a slight compression of the knees. You may feel this in your low back. If you like to, you can let the tailbone lift off the ground. Bring your knees a little bit closer to your armpits. And then lower the tailbone down towards the floor. One more deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then release the legs. Take the legs up towards the sky. Shake the legs a little bit. Tremoring is so good for those chronic tensions in the legs and the hips. And then as you're ready, lower the legs down towards the floor into your final pose, Shavasana. So I'm going to make different suggestions for your final pose. I would suggest that you take a blanket and either roll it up and put it under your knees. Or if you have a bolster, you can put that under your knees. Like so. And then you can take a blanket and put it under your head. And then just get super comfortable. Let the palms be open towards the sky. Let your knees rest on something. So either pillows or blanket or bolster under your knees would be lovely. And then close your eyes. Just breathe into your belly. Let yourself enjoy this few moments of relaxation and rest. I'm just going to be quiet here for a moment so you can really drop in. As you're ready, gently begin to deepen your breath. Draw one knee to your chest and then the other knee to your chest. Hug your knees in. Notice which nostril you're breathing out of a little bit easier. Roll over to that side and pause for a moment. And then with the strength in your top arm, press yourself to a comfortable seat. Bring in your hands to the heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Have a beautiful weekend. Namaste.